Hello, welcome in. My name is Molly. I am the Quantum Leap Queen. Welcome to this mystery reading. These readings are timeless and they are here for you whenever you need some nourishment. Simply just base your reading on your intuition. Listen to yourself, listen to yourself. So, we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to set the intention to give you the best messages you need to hear today, and these readings are as much a mystery to you as they are to me. Um, so let's just see what we got here. So we got the pause tarot. The future is in your pause. Let's take a look here. I usually like to start with the tarot. I think it gives us a really good, some detailed work into what we're looking at specifically. So let's take a look here. What is the number one thing this group needs to look at right now? I have the King of Cups, the first card out. Ooh, ooh. What else with that? The Four of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Okay. Oh, as soon as I got the King of Cups, I'm like, okay, I think we're going to be talking about a relationship. Um, Oh, and then let's see, I didn't even see that. The Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Yes, I definitely think we're talking about a relationship. This could be one that you're currently in, or this could be one from the past. But essentially, I'm seeing two different people inside a relationship. And I feel like one person in particular really tried to keep this relationship together, or is trying. And one person is coming from a very, like, together, like it's me and you in this, and it's me and you, like they're focused on the whole of the relationship. And then one person with the Four of Pentacles is a little bit like, I'm just going to stay in my own lane and I'm going to keep my things to myself. And like, they're not investing in the relationship of two people, they're invested in themselves. Um, that's the energy that I'm getting right off the bat. So let's find out more, shall we? Let's take a deeper look. What else needs to be known about this dynamic? Okay. I feel like you've done a lot of work in this relationship when it's coming to the emotional aspects of the relationship. And physical too, because we have the pentacles here, and the pentacles are physical reality. They're the earth energy. And I feel like what this is saying is like, you've put a lot in, you've attended this garden of the relationship. You've put in a lot of energy, and it could be in the form of taking care of, let's say it's the household, or you've taken care of your partner's needs. Um, you've gotten them things. I just see a lot of effort you've put into this relationship because you're building it, because you're wanting it to be a beautiful thing. But with the Ace of Cups here, it's a little bit like, it's also making you emotionally crazy, because I feel like whoever you're with, whoever this garden that you've built with this relationship, they're not putting in the same amount of effort. And so that's really emotionally tough for you, because you're wanting them to you're wanting them to match your energy, but they're just simply not matching your energy. And that's hard for you because you're wanting them to. So we'll talk more about that, but that's kind of the dynamics that I'm seeing of this particular relationship. The Knight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Yes. So I can see that one person here, I think the Knight of Cups is you, and it's like, you're just like, please take and accept my love, please love me. And it's kind of like, it is this like anxious energy. And then your partner is the Eight of Pentacles, and they just don't give a, I'm sorry. Yeah, they just, not that they don't give a shit about you, but they just don't care as deeply about building the bonds in this relationship. And that may really hurt to hear, and I do apologize for that, but the truth sets us free. And I truly am saying this with love for you so that you know the truth, but your partner is not committed to only you. I see you only committed to your partner. There's something about that, like so wanting them to just, you're giving them your heart, really. And they are more about ego. I don't know how else to say that, but they really are. Their focus is on other things, on other people. Especially like you can see in this scene, the cat tattooing the woman here with all the pentacles. It's just kind of a funny card, but that's kind of how I see them. They're focused on how others respond to them, and they're focused on many others. That's what I'm getting with their energy. They're looking for the ego stroking. They're looking for the validation of other people. Because they themselves are trying to find the worth within themselves. That's where this stems from. When you are so not focused in what's right in front of you and you're trying to go for the surface level things outside of the relationship, it's this energy of rebelliousness, of nonconformity. And they do that because they're afraid of looking at themselves, or they simply just don't want to look down the path of themselves because that is work. You've done a lot of emotional work to get to this point of like, I want to share my beautiful emotions with another human and have an equal exchange so we can go deep and have this profound connection. And they are more about, I want to see how many people I can get to give me attention. So you're on different planes. You're literally on different levels when it comes to relationships. They're on a like 1 or 2 when it comes to relationship depth, and you're ready for like 7, 8, 9, 10 relationship depth. You are like ready to go deep dive in relationships. So there's a little bit of a disconnect, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Let me see what the best advice for you is regarding this relationship. Let's see. Best advice for this group. The World. Aww. I love that this card came out. This is the World, number 22, the last number in the major arcana. I guess, okay, so 21, but it's actually 22 cards in the major arcana because the Fool is number 0. This is the completion. It's saying that you know that you're whole and complete within yourself. Like you have it all. You truly have it all. We all do. We are all whole and complete. But this is the reminder to you that this is you, and that you don't need this one person that is so committed to other things than the relationship. They've shown you that. Even if their words don't say that, their actions definitely say that, and definitely take someone for their actions over their words. So that is a huge message for you, to just know that you're whole and complete within yourself, and you're always going to attract the people, the places, the things, the opportunities that will benefit you and are aligned with you. But you must first always choose yourself and always stay in that centered place. We also have the Hierophant at the top of the deck, and this is another major arcana, and the Hierophant has to do with commitment, contracts. It's like, I see it as like the commitment to you. This is like changing belief systems as well. So it's like putting yourself again as the priority. I think that's where you're gonna thrive, right? And there's a double message in this card, because I also am now seeing it from your partner's perspective. And And they have a lot of work to do, and that's not your work to do. You're also not, how do I say it? You're not the one responsible for helping them grow. I think you've done enough when it comes to um, giving them opportunities to grow within themselves. They are the ones that have been choosing not to do that. And maybe they thought these opportunities will never go away, and they'll be in for a rude awakening if they haven't been already. So that's what I feel. It's just saying, like, again, you're your own authority. You are your best boss. You are your own God. Like, truthfully, because there is no separation between us and the cosmos. We are an extension of love, of God, of life itself. So you have as much power as this person, and to recognize that this person is choosing to stay where they're at, or maybe they're growing just not as fast as you. It just is what it is, and it sucks sometimes, because sometimes you fall so deeply for that person because you can see like where they could go, like their potential. But if they're not choosing to do that, then who are you really dishonoring by staying with them? The answer is you're dishonoring both of you. So it's really tough to do sometimes, but sometimes you have to just walk away, even though it breaks your heart and shatters it into a million pieces, and you have to rebuild from that. It's much better to do that than to stay in a relationship that is just lukewarm or isn't consistent, doesn't give you that flair. You're gonna thrive so much more when you choose your wholeness, when you choose yourself. Let me just see if there's any last messages that want to come out for you from this tarot. Ooh, I have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Oh, this is so good. I love this. Because when it's upright, it's like you're fighting for your point of view. There's this element of like fighting. But when it's reversed, it's like, I no longer need to prove myself. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to fight for my perspectives and my point of views, that they matter. I think there was some of that in the relationship. And it's no longer that. It's just simply like choosing myself. Like, I don't need to prove myself to anyone or anything, that my perspectives matter, my emotions matter. Like, you don't need to prove anything to anyone any longer. I really think, like, hitting rock bottom emotionally, when you go through a heartbreak, when you get absolutely demolished by how much you invested, let's say, put your heart into something, just love. You have no option then but to build from the foundations up again, and you literally build a new self, a new identity. And that, it's like you build a new identity. It's like you build your most authentic, pure self stronger, so then that can come out to play more. So there is nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove to anyone or anything about what you're doing. You are in your own lane. See yourself as in your own lane, taking up the space that you desire to take up. Again, you are the cosmos. You are literally made from stars. The big, beautiful, abundant stars. That's what you're made from. You represent that. So you're going to let like one person with their own issues ruin your life? No. Hold up. You are star magic, okay? And so are they, if they are going to recognize that about themselves. But they just have a lot more stuff that they have been refusing to go into. So that's that for the tarot. Let's take a look at some oracle now. Let's look at some angel numbers. We'll get that in here. Angel number oracle. Let's take a look. What does this group need to hear most right now? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 potential, and there is a butterfly. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, 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 do. I feel like there's like lots of songs like that. I could look up the meaning, but I feel like that is, it's kind of simple. It's like literally just 1, 2, 3, 4. Get into a relationship, find love. Like really love in this relationship. Um, experience the falling out of the relationship, a little bit of falling out of love, and then 4, coming back to yourself in a new way. That's kind of how I see it. It's kind of like the steps in the process in order for you to cultivate this new self. Because I tell you what, I think as much as heartbreak sucks, it was 100% worth it, because then you get to know yourself on a deeper level than you would have had you not gone through that. So I remember like when I was like in the midst of my heartbreak, my spiritual advisor would say to me like, it's better, remember Molly, like it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. And I thought, what BS is that? This hurts. Like, why would I ever bring myself through this pain? Because I was like, I'd rather break an arm or a leg than have to go through heartbreak, because that shit just doesn't leave you. It is so emotionally, like, it's like a knife. It's like walking around with a knife through your heart. Like, that's not comfortable. But it is true what she said. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, because then you had the experience. You have that experience with you, and that gives you wisdom. So and it's just worth it. So yes, let's take a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, changes for the better are hurtling your way. This is a powerful number for progress filled with forward momentum. Remember to keep your eyes on the prize and drop any unnecessary burdens. Shed the old and step into the new. Keep putting in that hard work. Your angels are noticing all you're doing and gently nudging you towards the right path. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, this card. Yeah. That's what I feel it is. You gotta keep moving forward. And I know like when you're in those moments, like as you're exiting a relationship, it's like, it's the hardest. It is the hardest to actually step away from, because it's so tempting to go back to the past. The past is so familiar, and AKA that makes it comfortable. But it's like there's a whole new future that, yes, you cannot see. It's going to be unfolding for some time, but that you know that it's going to bring you much better opportunities than the past. In the past, if you would have stayed in the past, it would have been stagnant. So then I also have 2-2 with harmony. The 2s to me as well, they're just like one of my favorite numbers, because the 2s, if you think about it in the tarot, the 2 is the high priestess energy. And it is this energy, I see it as the feminine as well. I see 2s as very feminine energy. And if I had to put one word to the 2, it would be intuition. Because that is our walkie-talkie with life. Our intuition is literally our umbilical cord with the universe. It taps us into everything. So to cultivate that relationship with your intuition simply by listening to yourself, listening to your gut, like this area has so much wisdom, and we're taught to be in our minds, right? But when you have knowings, it's not thoughts, it's knowings here. That's the magic of your power, and that is a reminder to step into that at this time when you feel lost or feel like you need guidance or simply just want that deeper connection with yourself. You listen to yourself. You listen and you honor what you're hearing. That's very important. We've all experienced it where we felt a gut feeling about something, we don't listen to it, and then we find out why we had that gut feeling, and we wish we would have listened to it, right? And I can tell you what, just like any relationship, when you invest in this one isn't going to ghost you, right? This one is not going to cheat on you. It's you and you. So there's honesty here, and build that honest relationship with yourself. It gets stronger the more that you just work on building it, I feel. So I think let's wrap up with that oracle. I want to move on now to this fun deck. I forgot what this one is called. I think it's like the sun, something about the sun oracle. This one has some astrology in it, and I also think I have some astro dice in here. So I would love to throw some dice for you too. In fact, let's do that first here. What is the best message for this group to hear today? Okay. We have the South Node in Libra, which is relationships, in the third house of communication. Okay. Really interesting. With the South Node, the South Node is like our past, where we came from, kind of the energy that we've mastered. Third house being communication, and the sign being Libra, again, relationships. Libra is where you actually get into the other person. You know, the first 6 signs are all about just you. And then when you get into Libra, the 7th sign, then we're talking about other people. So it literally is the sign of another person we're getting into now. So what I feel like is you've done this mastery of communication with yourself now this time around, because you've done everything that you can, I feel, to communicate to your partner, to build this relationship together. But it's almost like you're letting it go now. And I think that's a huge part of the South Node. Like, what can we release and let go? Like, what can we really leave in the past? And I feel like what it's saying you're leaving behind is the need to have them understand you. I think that's it. Like, the need for either, closure, especially it's talking about communication. So the need for them to understand your point of view. Because when you let that go, then that's really setting you free for your next chapter. You're not held on to the past any longer. So to me, that's an important message to say, you don't need them to understand you any longer. You're okay letting them go. And honestly, if you feel like there wasn't closure, there was. You just look at the details, look at the actions. They're telling you everything, truthfully. It may take some time to decipher what that was, but to be gentle with yourself in that process and to know that it's really not about you. Them not honoring the relationship is about them. Okay? Muy importante. Okay, let's take a look now at this sun deck. What does this group need to hear most? Ooh, okay, so I have principle and discrimination. Okay. These are the cards. These ones are always like really layered because they're astrology cards. I'm just noticing the Pope hat here. I think that's a Pope hat or some kind of religious cap. And we literally just got a new Pope as I'm filming this. And all the butterflies here I'm noticing too. We had that butterfly card that came out for us. The 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did that go? I already put that away. Didn't mean to put that away. Here we go. Potential. Okay. So, give me un momentito. So we have Jupiter and Sag, which is its home. Jupiter is Sag energy. Um, Rules Sagittarius with principle, and it's number 9. And then we have Venus in Virgo with discrimination. Um, I just feel like this is a message for you because these are both really powerful cards about self. I feel like especially with the Jupiter in Sag card, this is saying that you have a lot of wisdom. Okay, Jupiter, the planet of luck, expansion, higher knowledge, is in the sign of higher knowledge, Sagittarius. It's the sign of the teacher and the student, both. So it's just saying that you're going to extract everything that you can from this relationship that we've been talking about in order to not only help yourself, but then, like, perhaps one day share your wisdom with other people. And however that looks, that could just be like painting, it could be anything. Um, it's saying to trust your wisdom. That's what I keep hearing. Trust your own wisdom, trust yourself, and that you really do have a lot to share because you take things to heart. Like you really do. Venus and Virgo, this is taking things to heart and paying attention to the details of those things so that you can help the whole. Really is because you don't want to bring that energy of woe is me. I feel like you're not the one to play victim forever, right? You want to extract as much wisdom as you can from the tough situations that you've been in. So, number one, you don't have to go through something like that again, but then also so that you can share with others your wisdom and it helps them. Like, if you don't already see yourself as a teacher, as a sharer, as like a knowledge provider, definitely take on that identity because it's not coming from a place of ego when you share. It's coming from a place of wisdom and selflessness because it's honestly, I think it might even be easier for you not to share all the wisdom that you carry. But I think there is a message here to say that when it's time, when it feels right, you need to share because you have so much you can give. It would be such a wasted opportunity for you to keep everything to yourself, and you really wouldn't be honoring yourself or others if you keep it to yourself. So regardless of where you're at in your journey, this message is saying to when the time is right, and you'll know when it's right, it will be time to share. I do think that is a big message here. It will be time to share what you've learned with others through whatever lens that looks like. It's going to look different for everyone. But just know that about yourself. You have a ton of wisdom. Your heart has been through a lot. And you've taken the time to reflect. Get the details. That's a Virgo. Get into those nitty-gritty details and look and decipher and sort. And that work that you have done is what's going to help you shine and help you give others that gift. It's beautiful when you can take the pain that someone gave you or that hurt that they're like purposely trying to hurt you, and you take that and you alchemize it into something that benefits other people, that you've healed it, you transformed it into something that is magic for others, for yourself and for others. It does not get any better than that. That is chef's kiss, and I love everyone that does that. You said, nope, not today. I'm not going to make that my reality. I'm going to choose the reality that this energy is now going to be going out for. It's powerful. It's so powerful. And I think those souls go the farthest. Those are the souls that are experiencing life, all life has to offer. The souls that are not afraid to alchemize. They're not afraid to get dirty in love. Like, as far as getting in there, feeling all the feels of the love, of the heartbreak, and still choosing love at the end of the day. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Okay, I got one more deck. One more deck I want to pull from. This is the Medicine Woman Oracle deck. And let's see if we can pull a final message for this group today. Oh, okay. One wants to come out right away. Unconditional love. I remind you of the magic of love. You are blessed. That's basically what I was saying. It's that unconditional love. Let me just see if there's anything else that wants to come out. Your body's power. Ooh. Your body is yours. Celebrate your temple. Nice. I feel like this is a great reminder if you are still feeling feelings of anxiety, stress. Dance. Dance. Get your funky on and just have fun. Like, literally, like, even before you take a shower, like get naked and dance for a couple minutes. Like, that's the funnest shit. Like, and it really brings in this new energy that you're wanting. And dancing is very obviously like rudimental for us humans, and there's a lot of amazing things that just come from bopping around a little bit, being a little silly. Okay. So, and trust your body. Like, and I feel like this is also another message to say, like, your body is whispering to you all the time, all of its wisdom. And especially if you are in a relationship with someone that really doesn't align with you, your body's going to tell you, you know. So I'm sure you've experienced something of your body telling you, like, this person isn't good for me. I need to distance. I need to create that space. So that's it. That's it. I'm going to wrap it up on that note. So thank you guys for joining on this mystery reading. I hope it was mysteriously pleasing to hear. And I hope that it helps you. And you're fabulous. Again, just know your power, girl. Like, girl, guy. Like, stay in your own lane. And really just trust yourself. You are your greatest authority. You are your best lover. Get to know your own love. And you don't need anything or anyone outside of you. Like, when you cultivate that relationship with yourself primarily, that's not something anyone can take away from you. And it's something that ripples to all other aspects of life. So that's the source really is here for your happiness, for your fulfillment, for everything. So stay true to you, boo. That's what I want to say. I hope you guys have a fabulous day whenever you're watching this. And again, these readings are timeless. So come back whenever you feel you need some nourishment, and there will be a reading here for you. That's it, y'all. Peace, love, blessings. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.